All right, quick update on the markets. I haven't done a video in a while, so this will be interesting to go through. I have been keeping an eye on the market, but I just haven't had the time to carry out a video. Let's go on to FTSE first, and I'll show what I. Oh wow, this has come down, which is good. I say good because this coming down is another opportunity for these buyers to push up. Now, let me clear all of this. Initially, a while back, not the last video, but I think the one before or even the one before that, I said, okay, the buyers are here. We've had these sellers push down, and then the buyers came up strong. And these guys are stronger than these guys. Even if you consider it, whether you consider it as push down and push up, or you're now looking at all of this as one push down versus this push up, it's clear that these guys are stronger than these guys. And with this now coming down, it's now safe to say this push up has now ended. Right, it's still just tiny bit too early to say, but anticipatory wise, you can say yes, because this has come down in such steam. You can see, and the depth that it's come down in, and all of this hold up around here, it's safe now to say that this has officially ended, right? Which is good, because it means we're able to compare the buyers versus the sellers. And I think in an earlier video I said the goal is for this to push all the way up, but as it happens, the buyers just didn't have the strength to do so because they stopped here, which means we need this to come down and end, ideally end here, even better here, but not lower than these buyers. If it comes down lower, then it means these buyers aren't strong to take it all the way up. We need to get all the way up to, well, not need, but the buyers want to get all the way up to at least there, if not the 8,000 level. They're just not ready yet. What I am now considering is, when are they going to be ready? I'll know more after this pull down has ended, wherever it ends. Then I'll be able to say, okay, the buyers are now back to take it all the way up. It seems as though, although they started strong, because these sellers are coming down quite strong, these buyers may not be strong as they were here. That's the way it seems right now. I need more data to say, but I am now wondering, when they do come back, let's say here, when they do push up again, do they have the strength to reach this level? At this point, the first hurdle, or the first area that they need to beat, is where they've turned back from here. So after these sellers are done and the buyers come in, the first question is, do they have the strength to break this level? If they do, then you have these minor levels, but ultimately this will be the level we'll be looking at, depending on how strong they are. That's from the higher time frame point of view. And the higher time frame, those are the ones working this, controlling this. Looking at the details of the buyers, I'm using this as a gauge of where they are likely to react from again. These guys and also these guys are my gauging point. I'm also using correlation to consider it, but first things first, we need to see where this is going to end. First stop, because of the strength that they're coming down with, this is my first area. Ultimately this area, but this is my first area. So I want to see how they perform here, and I'll know they've ended once we have a significant pullback to their push down. Meaning, even though I'm anticipating this to be an interesting level, I'll need to wait for the pullback and another push down. Another push down, because this secondary push down, let's consider this one, and this secondary one will be 2. Why can't I draw 2? I have 5 thumbs. Okay. This secondary one, the 2, will be a response to this push up that happens. So let me say this another way. This push down that's happening, being the first one, I'll know it's ended only when there's a significant pullback, either a pullback or a significant length of time where it holds, similar to here where it ranges. Once I see that, I'll need to consider the end of this pullback, which means I'll need to wait for another push down. Now, if this secondary push down is stronger than this first push down, then I'll no longer be looking at this area as where the buys push off from. I'll be looking at this area. If they are weaker, if these secondary guys are weaker than this, then this will be the area that I'll be considering for the launch, the big launch. And I'll go down one more time frame at least to pinpoint where it's likely to happen, where the launch is likely to take place. This is why I say this is good, because it's another opportunity to jump in on this, because the full blast all the way up hasn't happened yet. It stopped there. When this comes down, assuming it ends there, I have a pullback and then push down. Let me see if I can move this forward a bit so I can map this out just slightly. So we have a push down. This is the area of interest. Another push down. I'd want to see this fade out and then have a confirmation that the sellers, these same sellers, are not able to make a lower low, wherever it is, whether it's there or there, they're not able to make it a lower low. This will be the key area, and using anticipation, I'll judge the move upwards. When the blast happens, if they come stronger than this blast, they'll be able to break this area. And if they do, they'll be going all the way up. Well, at least to the next level, right? And all of this from a macro point of view, we were saying, okay, we have this push up as the first push up. We will now have this secondary push up being the one I use to judge how strong the buyers are. So regardless, let me clear all of this up. regardless, we're going to have another push up. The only question is this push up going to be strong enough to break this level? If they are, great. The secondary guys are stronger than these first guys. If they are not, they halt here again, then it's a case of, well, these secondary guys are weaker than these first guys, which means that this is coming down. And if this were to happen, there is a stronger chance that this level is going to be broken, which will mean the buyers, although they want to get all the way up to here again, they're not able to. Isn't it interesting how we have this? If they're not able to, it will be a sign that actually we're having lower highs. And if this is an equal low, it's essentially a triangle that's happening. If it continues to make a higher low, what we'll be having instead is this sort of squeeze, which from an even bigger time, from an even wider time frame, will be this squeeze happening in order for the buyers to push up to reach this level. And all of that means it's going to take a very long time before they reach here again. But all of that is way down the line. That's going to take months to happen. So I'm thinking probably for the rest of the year. First things first is this push down brings about a lot of opportunities. Now, we're seeing the sellers coming hard across all markets. And this actually, the US hasn't really pushed off just yet. I think this will be a first level for these guys. If they come down strong, this will be where they end up. Japan overnight started this strong move down. And they're aiming to come all the way down here, down there. Spain aiming to reach here. Whether they do or not, the sellers, that's a different question. But oh yeah, this is a dead giveaway. When you have tails like this, it's a dead giveaway that the opposite side, in this case the sellers, are pushing down to this level. They pushed down before the buyers made a push up, and now sellers are pushing down again to reach these buyers. And right now it's these sellers versus these buyers, and so far these sellers are coming down hard, which means they'll definitely reach this level at least, and depending on how strong they come down, they may be aiming to reach down to here. So it's very interesting times ahead. When Wall Street awake, let me go back actually. See, look at the percentages. It's 10, almost 11 UK time. Compare that with Wall Street. It's not even 1% yet, which to me is a very strong indication that when Wall Street awake, we're likely to see an even bigger drop, going past this level to, I think, around here. If you go down the time frame, you'll see more details. Ultimately, this is the guy that started this move, but this is an SNR level, as well as there are others as well. So we have here, right, and even here. But the strength of these sellers, I think they're going to break both this level and this level and come way down to these guys here, which correlates to the drop in percentages. When US awake, I anticipate that these guys will also be at least -1%, if not more, -2 plus. Japan, I think, has been -2% today already. So yes, expect a sea of red for the rest of the day, maybe even the rest of the week. And it'll be a case of tracking this. Oh, remember what I said with I think it was Spain, how I said that they have a till and the sellers will be aiming to reach this level at least, if not lower. That's exactly what's happening in Germany. The buyers or the sellers, let me start from the sellers, they pushed it down, the buyers pushed it up, making this till that you see there, which was a dead giveaway sign of where the sellers will be aiming to break or at least reach when they come down again. That's exactly what's happening here. I think it was Spain that I mentioned it. Was it Spain or France? Okay, it was France. So these guys, just like you see in Germany, will be aiming to come down to here, where they still started, if not lower. I actually think they'll be come down lower. I'm seeing a till here because people are taking their money. Those guys who push this down from here, they're taking their money, but they're not done yet. They still have a way to go. So, and it's also lunchtime or coming to lunchtime, an hour to lunchtime. So they're taking some of their profits away. So by the end of today, I do expect this to come down to here, which again is just opportunity. Stuff like this, when it happens, puts a smile on my face because I can see the levels and anticipate where the sellers will be aiming to get to. And interestingly, those levels I mentioned in other markets, Germany, Spain, and also France, the equivalent is here. Wall Street right now, it's here, and they haven't woken up yet. When they do wake up, they're going to come down with steam here and most likely just crash through. I do think they'll crash through and just completely break this level because though they aren't very strong in the first place. So that's what I'm thinking and seeing so far in the markets. And FTSE is still a very interesting market to consider, because this move up is going to happen all the way up. The only question is when. I thought, or as I was anticipating, these guys will have the strength to go all the way up because they were stronger than these guys, but that hasn't been the case, which actually now puts a question: is, are they that strong? We'll see as these guys end and another one happens. So let me leave it there for now. I am excited about the markets. I'm going to keep a close eye on it. Maybe I'll have a video during the or towards the end of the day just to see how Wall Street performs, because I do expect this to come down very, very strong indeed. I mean, look at these guys. All of this This is going to be consumed by all of that. All right, let me leave it there for now. If I have time and energy, I'll have another video towards the end of the day, just to track Wall Street, to see if it reaches or goes past the -1% level. All right, I'll leave it there for now. Bye for now.